Haven's prevention programs within the schools are an example of the essential services provided by Haven. The prevention team educate and empower students to develop healthy relationships.
Working with Haven has taught me a lot about how to address bullying and not to be so upfront and disrespectful about it.
Like, if I'm going through something, then I know that they'll probably cover most of the topics and during our time together.
The lessons that Haven teaches my class are relatable to life, and they present them in a way that it's real life situations that the students could actually find themselves in.
If you see something inappropriate online. As a prevention team for Haven, we go into classrooms in the local schools and we talk to kids about teen dating violence and sexual assault. And we also touch on the basis of bullying and interpersonal violence.
And a lot of things that they say relate to us as teens, and it's just a good thing that they're here at Duper School.
We've learned from Haven that if we're not in an abusive relationship but we know somebody who is, it's kind of give us some tools to help them out and guide them in the right direction.
They might not always want to come up to me and tell me their problems or their issues, but I do feel that they are willing to share them with the people of Haven because of the atmosphere that they have created with them.
Haven's prevention program is an example of one of the many innovative programs developed by Haven.
It's really hard to kind of set your boundaries and make sure that those are maintained.
Their lessons educate and empower students to develop healthy relationships.
Our focus is the primary prevention aspect. So we, as a team with Haven, are trying to prevent sexual violence or domestic violence before it actually happens.
Having Haven here in the classroom, it's made kids think about the way they treat each other, the things they say to each other. I do think that kids are more aware of how they treat one another.
It's really changed me because I remember I used to be one of the ones who would talk smack, but after Haven came here, I stopped and I started acting more normal, more calm and more quiet.
Our ultimate goal is to teach everybody that everybody deserves to have a safe relationship. We really emphasize our CERTS model, which is consent, equality, respect, trust, and safety as being the foundation for a healthy relationship.
CERTS is consent, equality, respect, trust, and safety, which are the key factors in having a successful relationship that hopefully isn't abusive. And I feel like that's really something important and that I'm going to try and take away from this and use in my own life when I grow up and get into relationships.
Students are very willing and wanting to learn about how to have healthy relationships and learn about how the media and our society perpetuates the acceptance of violence against women.
Haven has given kids some of the tools that they need to deal with a situation where there might be bullying or unwanted things being said, that they have some tools in their pocket to use.
I think Haven is a good source of showing what is happening out in the community, and Haven is kind of there to support everyone who needs help.
Taylor and Victor have been a good team. They're young, they're fun, and they're really passionate about what they're teaching the kids.
If we show students what a healthy relationship looks like now, we can prevent sexual violence or domestic violence in the future.
I think Haven is showing us how to say no and how to deal with that, and I think this is a good place for us to be learning about Haven.
I think this is where kids are starting to really kind of experiment with the idea of a relationship and recognizing that they are allowed to have personal boundaries. And I think if we can kind of set a healthy tone for them at this age, then they take that information with them as they are moving into high school.
We're able to help students break the societal norms of what is okay in relationships and help them create safe relationships in their community and within their own families.
I believe that prevention is one of the most important things that we can do for our community. So a very big part of Haven is in preventing sexual assault and violence. And if we can teach our youth how to recognize it, how to handle it, where to go for help, that will make a difference.
Working with community partners, Haven's prevention team organized the first Prevention Summit in February 2014 to bring high school students, adults, and social service agencies together for a day of learning. The goal of the summit? To provide an opportunity for youth and adults to have a safe space to have conversations about the issues that affect teen relationships.
This is really a youth-led event for youth to have more conversations, more critical conversations about consent and healthy relationships.
The summit is all about really creating a partnership between youth and community partners and really addressing a variety of issues to really build healthy relationships and get teens the resources they need to really be supported in having the kind of relationships that they want.
Well, I figured it was going to be more about like boyfriend-girlfriend relationships, but it's kind of been more about relationships with any kind of person.
Just any personal relationship.
Yeah. I hope that my friends can gain the kind of passion I have about like having a healthy relationship and like understanding what a healthy relationship looks like really. Once you can identify that, you can like really bolster the ones that you have.
We had students from the Dallas-Wetumpka High School, we had students from Maupin and Sherman County, Arlington, and White Salmon join as well, as long as some other schools. And we had community partners come and help us with this, but creating healthy relationships within our community is a community effort.
I think with any relationship, equality was the biggest factor today.
Definitely.
With any relationship between teacher, student, peer-to-peer, boyfriend, girlfriend, any relationship, the focus was equality.
This affects everyone. Everyone has...
The Healthy Teen Relationship Summit moved me more than I can express. It was a day that was committed to teaching youth and adults about healthy relationships, and the Haven staff just delivered it in a tremendous way. Their commitment and their ability to get a message across to the youth in our community, the people that are working with the youth in our community, and even to me as a parent, it was moving.
And when I was in high school, I was part of the teen troupe, and we went around and we did a whole bunch of little skits for our peers to talk to them about domestic violence in the teenage world and how that influenced their relationships, and also what resources were available if they were in trouble. So that was kind of what inspired me to continue that. That was the first experience I really had with helping people in kind of that realm of sexual assault as well as just relationship violence.
And because of my experience at the teen troupe, I became very aware of the issues involving sexual assault and bystander intervention in our society, and I wanted to be involved with a group that had some sort of advocacy position when I was in college. So I joined Sarah, and on my application I put down that I had been involved in the Haven Teen Troupe, and it was part of the reason that I was hired for Sarah was because of my involvement with the Haven Teen Troupe, and it was that way for Maddie as well. As part of Sarah, I'm the Director of Male Advocacy Training, and as the Director of Male Advocacy Training, I am teaching other male advocates about the intricate issue of sexual assault in our culture. I know for Maddie and I, it has sparked a passion for advocacy that has continued on to college and will continue on to the rest of our lives. And I know that several of our colleagues and peers in the teen troupe have had the same experience.
Haven has had a huge impact on where I am today and will continue to have an impact on where I go in the future. I've had the wonderful privilege of having wonderful mentors from Haven, especially Taylor. Taylor's been a great influence on my life. She was just a great help to me throughout my high school years, a great person just to talk to, and she had really just a great support system as I continue through my education, and I feel that's had a huge impact on why I'm a part of Sarah, and will continue to influence me as I continue throughout the rest of my education and career.
People at Haven, like Taylor and Anna, have provided a good example for me, a positive example of how one can continue to be an advocate for these kinds of issues in their adult lives, and I'm definitely going to heed that example as I grow older in order to be a strong advocate in my community, wherever that community is.